and we picked up 3 candidates from there. Actually, and we felt, we did an evaluation in-house itself amongst ourselves with the HR team, and we realized that, to get a student from maybe a Symbiosis or from a Amity Law College, an IP college and all, we would expect that they would stay for a slightly longer period of time, and they would be very, very keen to join a brand, and then they won't have the, benchmarking, okay, I get this here, I get that there, and so on and so forth. That's the reason that's how we went about it.
If I can just, sort of pipe in here, I think the way I have seen it is the following, right? Indeed, we saw law firms entering in a big way, hiring in big numbers and so on. I think the reaction at ICSA was the following. We kept on looking to the newer law schools that were mushrooming and made sure that we were there in the first year that, rather the final year where we were seeing the first products come out and making sure that we actually took them in. And I would say that the National Law School story is not yet over. Just yesterday's paper talked about how Bombay is setting up a Maharashtra National Law School. Right? To me, all of these are going to be contributors. We have to stay a step ahead. To me, whether it is Noa's Cochin, whether it is NIU Bhopal, and so on. In each of these, at least at ICSA, we made the debut in terms of saying that we will be there and we'll pick up. And I think it carries a huge significant weight because these are the first feeder batch. And they're going to be passing notes down to their juniors as well to say, here's an organization that came when we weren't even on the radar, right? So maybe that's a tip for people to take away, to say that don't always go to those which are established, but even those that are upcoming. If the methodology of teaching is something which is delivering difference from normal law schools or law colleges, maybe that's an ideal place to equally hunt for talent.
And the reason I asked this question is this. So I was on campus at the National Law School when the leading law firms were offering 13 lakhs a year. The offer I made was 8 lakhs. And then I had to sell the offer because it was a competitive situation, it's like an auction. And my way of selling it was this, that you come and work for me, and every day you will be able to go and taunt all your classmates. And here is why. You will be the client and they will be doing the diligence. They will be the chaps in the data rooms killing themselves doing mindless work. And you will be reviewing their work and telling them they have to work harder. It will give you immense pleasure. So forget the money. It will give you immense pleasure every day to look at what work they are doing and what work you are doing. You're going to be drafting and negotiating. They're going to be doing the diligence. And trust me, I got the top of the class. NUJS, the first 10 ranks, we got 2 of them. So I feel that we undersell ourselves as in-house counsel when we have to go and tell them what is the difference, what is it that we are looking for, what is their life going to be in a law firm. And for all my sins, I've been on that side, so I can tell them what a first-year associate is going to do, what a second-year associate is going to do, what a third-year associate is going to do. It's going to be 7 years before they're going to be actually doing something intellectual.
I endorse fully what you say, because some of the trainees who's there with us, they've come back and they say that when they sit with their friends who are in the law firm, they may be earning much, much more than that. They're far behind and they just cannot believe the level of work that these young kids are doing in-house, So they themselves are realizing they have actually gone ahead leaps and bounds where practical experience is concerned.
Therefore, I come back to this. There's no reason why companies can't be day zero at a national law school. It is just that we shy away from that challenge and say...
With you, Murli. And I think, we have an HR colleague here as well. So I think the other big difference is, for at least what I would tag as premier law schools, there has to be parity with the management schools. I think if you are going to already grade them 1 level or 2 levels below, you are going to be sending a message which you don't necessarily want percolating in the organization. And I think, again, as I said, at ICSA, now at City and so on, what I do see is that parity, when it is understood and appreciated, we get this kind of ability to equally tell and attract the right talent. I think, indeed, that is something I wanted to understand.
We can justify it on budgets. I've run budget programs where we can justify to say, this advice, if you had gone out to get it from a law firm, what would it cost you?
No, to be very honest, we were trying it out the first time, so we said, what's our experience at the hand of it? But I agree with you, with what you're really bringing.
And there's enough talent to be picked up. If you look at recruitment numbers, even in the top law schools, so we were in the National Law School in Bangalore. This year, the class that's graduating in 2 months, there are still candidates who haven't found jobs.
Despite a 1.5 year lead time, as I said,
so 2 recruitment cycles and they still haven't found jobs. And the reason I think they haven't found jobs is they don't fit what qualities law firms are looking for. They are not saleable to clients. There's no reason why those people can't be outstanding lawyers. And I've picked a few. From last year, I picked what was the bottom of their class in some ways, which is people who didn't get hired. And they've turned out to be outstanding lawyers because they think, I can't put this person in front of a client to negotiate. Well, you can if you teach them. But they want production from day one. They're not willing to invest in helping these people. So they may be from smaller towns, for example. There's a clear bias in law schools where law firms